There are not a lot of foods that I generally miss from before I changed my diet, but one of the foods that I do miss is a frosted chocolate chip cookie, which seems so weird because I don't like chocolate chip cookies, but I love the Great American Cookie Company. They had those pizza slices of chocolate chip cookie that were covered in frosting, and I miss those. So, I am going to try some recipes to try and recreate that. I'm going to get the cookies together and let them cool, and then I'll work on the frosting part. So I've got a half cup of butter that has softened and a half cup of brown sweetener. So it's a monk fruit allulose blend, and then a quarter cup of regular granulated monk fruit allulose blend. I'm going to get this onto my mixer and just let it cream together. While that is happening, I'm going to get my dry ingredients together. So I need 2 cups of fine almond flour. So I'm actually going to use my half cup measuring cup 4 times because I can't fit my 1 cup measuring cup into my container here. And I really probably should have weighed it out because I know that that can change so much with how much you're actually getting into the cup. I need 3 tablespoons of oat fiber. And I do find that I enjoy things better that are made with oat fiber. It seems to just help the texture of whatever kind of baked good that I am making. This is not an addition. That's just part of this recipe. I'm not adding extra. I like that it has the oat fiber in. When I look at that recipe, I think, oh, that one might actually turn out. And then I need a half teaspoon of baking powder. And a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm just going to mix these together to get them started and check my cream. It has creamed together nicely, so I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Oh, I need to preheat my oven too. I forgot that step. All right, so there's 2 teaspoons of that, and I'm going to preheat my oven to 335. Okay, and add an egg. And then I will get these whipped together some more. Okay, I've got it beat together. I hate when recipes do this. It tells me to preheat my oven, but then it tells me to get this all together and put the dough in the refrigerator for 30 minutes before you bake it. Why am I having my oven preheated for a half an hour before I'm ready to bake it? So I have turned off my oven. I am now going to mix these together. And I don't know why I did it that way. They should be going into this bowl. This whole oven thing has me flustered. Okay, so I've got this mostly together. Now I need my chocolate chips, and we need 2/3 of a cup of chocolate chips. I am actually not using sugar-free chocolate chips because we have these, and I want to get them used up. So I'm going to use regular chocolate chips, but in the future, I will use the unsweetened ones. Well, actually, maybe not. So these, I would not buy these again. Okay, I gotta measure this out. I can't do 2 things at once. There's 1/3 of a cup and 2/3 of a cup. Okay, so in the ingredients list, this is Hershey's dark cocoa. Um, in the ingredients list for this, the very first ingredient is sugar. When I was looking at chocolate chips, and looking for some for us to use, some sugar-free ones. So many of them, in fact, I don't think I found any that did not have erythritol or maltodextrin in them. And maltodextrin can be okay, but it does upset my stomach. Like if I have too much of it, it can upset my stomach for sure. And absolutely erythritol does. And it upsets the stomach of in my family. So I was trying to find some that didn't have those, and I couldn't find any. But I found that dark chocolate chips, that the regular ones that have sugar in them, like the sugar was not the first ingredient. It was like the third or fourth ingredient. And as far as like net carbs, it would end up with just like one or two more net carbs than like the sugar-free versions of them. And so I'm going to buy the ones with sugar in them because they're not going to upset our stomach. This one, though, even though it's dark chocolate, the first ingredient is sugar. So I won't buy these again, but I will buy like regular chocolate chips that like are dark chocolate and sugar is not like the first ingredient. Okay, so now that I've got this together, I need to get it in my refrigerator for 30 minutes. It has been well over 30 minutes. I actually let this sit overnight just because we were busy doing things. So then I scooped it out using my cookie scoop and flattened it just a little bit with my hand per the instructions for the recipe. Now I am going to bake them for 13 to 15 minutes. And while that's happening, I'm going to get my frosting together. For my buttercream frosting, I'm actually cutting this recipe in half, but I will link to it in the description below. I need a half cup of butter, and I'm going to whip this for 3 to 5 minutes. I let it whip for 4 minutes until light and fluffy is what I was looking for. Then I need to add in my powdered sweetener. So the original recipe calls for allulose. I'm using a monk fruit allulose blend. And I need 120 grams or a half cup, but I am going to weigh it out. Okay, so then I need to beat these together until smooth. I have smooth. I'm going to check on these cookies. All right, they need just a couple more minutes. I need 1.5 tablespoons of heavy cream. And I need 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Oops, we're going to call that a half teaspoon because I went way over. And then I need a 1/4 teaspoon of butter flavoring. Oh my goodness, it smells so much like butter. All right, 1/4 teaspoon of butter flavoring. And then I need a half teaspoon of cornstarch and a pinch of salt. And then again, I am just going to beat these together. Okay, I think my cookies are done. They're just starting to get browned around the edges and like they kind of look done in the middle. I don't want to cook them too far. So I'm going to take them out, put them on a cooling rack, and then get my next batch in. My frosting is also done and it's really good. I was actually really surprised at the flavor of this. I do get a little bit of the allulose aftertaste, but I'm hoping that as it kind of sits, that'll kind of go away a little bit, but it was actually really good. I can't wait to try this on the cookies. I tried it. That buttercream frosting is really, really good. The cookies are good too, ish, just because I don't particularly care for chocolate chip cookies, but I like them with that buttercream frosting on top. Like it just, I don't know why I like it, but I do. My family enjoyed the cookies. I felt like they are probably the best chocolate chip cookies that we've made. Like our family has tried some different recipes. I think they are the best chocolate chip cookies that we've made. So that is fantastic.